Hey Turtle Nerds, welcome back to another video. In today's video, if you remember a couple days ago when I got those turtle eggs from my friend down in Florida, I went and undug them and I was gonna put them in the incubator along with the flipper eggs, but then I didn't want to bring any icky nasties from the dirt into that sterile incubator. So in today's video, it's been 10 weeks. Hello turtles. It has been 10 weeks since those eggs were laid and they're still not hatching, so something's definitely up. Either they're just taking longer than normal, but even for males it shouldn't take 10 weeks because that's about 70 days, and I want to see if the eggs are fertile or, well, regardless, I'm making a second incubator today just for them. But first, before the hurricane comes and the storm comes, I want to go ahead and feed these guys because I didn't feed them yesterday, so I just want to feed them. The koi are going crazy. Excuse my throat, it's a little raspy because I'm still kind of sick, but I just want to do a checkup and get a head count on all of my terrapins, which I think I already see all of them, which is awesome. They make it really easy now for me to count all of them. And so I just want to make sure that everyone's looking okay, everyone's eating, and get a little bit of snacks before. Hello, Frog. Why does he always do this whenever I'm out here? I think that I don't know if he does it when I'm not out here, but I have a feeling that when I speak, the frog thinks that I am also frog calling and is like speaking back to me. I don't know, or I'm just crazy. Anyway, point is I want to feed everyone, make sure they're all well fed before the storm comes. And also there's Mr. Pancake looking absolutely fantastic, and he was just on the back of Bean earlier, so it's so exciting for me to see just how much and how well he is recovered. If we look right here, we can see that my lotuses are nice and happy because that is a bloom, so that's gonna be a flower right there, which is kind of neat. Hi, are you so happy? Yes, hi baby. Stop eating grass, please. No eating grass. Also, I checked the security footage from when Bean escaped 10 weeks ago. It was also 10 weeks ago that she climbed up over that post right there. She ran around in my neighbor's yard and I think she laid eggs somewhere back there. So just by chance last year when I found Bean's babies, it was after a tropical storm after 10 weeks of incubation. Today marks 10 weeks of incubation since she escaped and presumably laid her eggs somewhere over there. Sorry, I don't speak English. Since she presumably escaped and laid eggs somewhere over here, and tomorrow is a tropical storm, literally the same conditions as last year. So if those babies are gonna pop, I've been checking nearly every day for the past week and a half or so. Well, if they're gonna pop, they're gonna pop tomorrow. I took a plastic concrete mixing tub and flipped it upside down. That way the babies, when they run and hatch and they go somewhere to hide, I'm hoping that maybe they'll run underneath that and hide, just because it's a nice dark place. That's usually what the babies will look for. They go for cover. So hopefully tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I can lift that up and look for them, and hopefully they'll be there if they even exist. And check that out. I got a little frog sitting up here in the bog. Hello, buddy. So just like last week, we're gonna take a look. So far, my friends tell me that the one egg on the side that's visible looks a bit like a dud. So we're gonna find out right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and begin this process. Just this way I don't make a total friggin' mess. So basically, 10 weeks is a very long time for them to, I mean, usually they'll be hatched and just in the ground at 10 weeks. Oh yeah. I think these are duds, which is weird because she's laid fertile eggs all other times. I have a feeling it's because of the type of container that is here. Here's one of the eggs. It's very brown. Let me show you guys what's going on here. So I figured that these eggs maybe were brown because they were just stained from the dirt, but I'm not thinking that that's the case. I think maybe it's because they're no good. So I want to lift these up. Just take a look at them a little better. Is this thing even white? No, this thing's a dud. This one's a dud, almost definitely. That looks to be a dud because they're not white. When the eggs are nice pearly white, that's when you know that they're good, but these I think are duds. That's almost definitely a dud. You can feel it kind of dented. There should be 5 of them in here. And none of them are good, I suppose. Just take all this dirt out, toss it in there. Yeah, that doesn't look too good. This one I think got smushed a little. Yeah, see, this one's dented. It shouldn't. Oh, it should not be like that. And I'm being way less careful with these because I'm almost certain that they're duds. Nuts. I wonder why. I wonder why they're no good. I'm gonna go ahead and dig up the other clutch and be extra careful, but I'm gonna confirm with my friends because they have more experience than I, but I'm gonna cut these open and see if they developed at all or if they were just always no good. If you're squeamish, look away. Okay, all right. If you're squeamish, look away. We're gonna open up these eggs to see how far along in development they were, if they were any good from the first place, or if they were just duds all along. Okay, we're doing this nice and far from any of my pond stuff, so that way in case these eggs attract anything, I do not want any critters coming along that want to eat the eggs to also eat my turtles. Open this up right like this. Yep, that was no good since day one. It looks like there was a small amount of development, I assume. But, yeah, no good. Toss that. Open up this dented one. Oh, I'm totally not showing anything. Sorry, I'm holding the camera with my knees. Oh, yes, that's not good. That's gross. These guys were always duds in that case. Now the other batch that came from this female, there was one dud in there that had always been, and the others were fertile, so I'm thinking that maybe she's at the end of her fertility. She's 35 years old. I'm thinking maybe it's just time. Oh, that is pink. Oh yeah, no, no, no. That was never developing. Let's keep going. That opened right up. Did we ever develop at all? Anything? Nope. Nope, nope. The last one. Anything at all? Nope. It looked like there was a little bit of development because you could see the veins and whatnot, but they all just turned to duds. They stopped very early on in development. I suspect it's because of the container that they were in. So because there was no like real visible embryo, not really, although I didn't do much digging in there, they all look like they died probably 1 or 2 weeks into incubating. I have a feeling that that's because they were in a clear container, and when the sunlight hit that clear container, it superheated them inside. But then, like, because you know how the greenhouse effect works, like the sunlight gets in and then it can't get out, so I think it like superheated them very early on in incubation. If they were like fully formed babies and they were dead, then it might be something that I did, that I'm screwed up, but because it was so early in development, they just didn't make it. I have higher hopes for this next little container that I'm gonna go and uncover and see if we can pull those little babies out and get them in a proper incubator now. Now the hope is that these eggs are nice and pearly and white. That means that they're alive. When they are brown like that, yeah, that was beyond just being stained. Oh, these are good. These are good. These are good. These are good. They are pearly, pearly white. These are good eggs. I guess I don't think I'm building an incubator today because they look good. These ones do not look bad. And let me explain. This is the second time that I've done this, but let me explain to you guys what's going on. Basically, this egg right here, you could see is super nice and pearly white. These two are a little darker, but I still think that they're good. And so because these two are straight up and down, I would need to make them straight up and down in this vermiculite container, which is kind of difficult to do. And so I thought that they would be laid sideways, which is normally how you incubate. Basically now I can't rotate them or they'll die. So unfortunately, I'm gonna go ahead and cover them back up and we're gonna put them away. I think these ones have another 3 weeks or so to hatch. And this is definitely not at all my preferred incubation method, but you know, it's just a little bit too late, unfortunately, for these ones for me to pull them out. I would if I wanted to see mainly if they were duds, and I also really wanted to get them in an incubator, but because they're straight up and down like that, like it's really difficult and I don't want to risk moving them. So this is the second time that I'm doing this, but we're gonna cover them back up. I figured that they would be doing better in this container than the other because things did not go as planned. Again, I think this is the second time that this happened. Let's take a look at some good eggs and this incubator so I can just walk you through exactly how I know that the eggs are good. Let's take a look. Now these little eggs are due to hatch literally any day now. So between now, as early as, you know, tomorrow, and as late as about 2 weeks from now, I can expect these little guys to begin hatching out. But you can see how nice and white they are. They're nice and pearly white, and we can look at the ones beneath these, but the eggs underneath are stained So you can see how they're stained with dirt, but you can still tell that they're nice and pearly white even though they're stained with the dirt. So we can tell that these 4 are also fertile. And that's why that one batch of eggs we could definitely tell was no good, and that the second batch I'm still not convinced on. So that is how we can tell. And worst case scenario, you know, you can cook the eggs, not literally, but you can incubate them until now, until, you know, they're supposed to hatch. And if they look like duds, if they're brown and rotting and gross, they're no good. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something, and I'll see y'all in the next one.